Famous American cities have always fascinated me ever since I was a little kid. New York, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Chicago, and Miami. They all had this sort of personality about them that made me want to live there, experience the cityscape how those characters in the movies would. It always felt like these cities housed people that were larger than life, living in such a fast paced, unhinged world. The hustle and bustle of their downtowns and busy streets was always something I wanted to experience myself. It wouldn't be until adulthood when I would learn and realize that these places are some of the most expensive places in the world to live in. Reading the news and actually working with people from these cities would give me insight as to why it's better to just visit them but not live there. Because in this present day and age, a lot of the charm these cities once had is now long gone. But of course, if I can't go there in reality, then I can certainly feel the vibe of those places virtually. That's why I want to introduce you to Fishke and its absolutely fantastic RP maps for Garry's mod. The maps we'll be looking at today are RP Union City, RP Southside, and RP NY City. All of these maps have day variants too, by the way. What I love about these maps is that they are sort of like parts of the same area or district in universe, but are separated physically by being separate Gmod maps. You'll find road signs and billboards in each map that references the other two and can even see the other maps in the distant skyline. Starting off, we have Union City that came out in February of 2019. It is supposed to be this dark, gritty, crime-ridden area, and the visuals represent that. While on the surface it might look normal, there's run-down stores and boarded-up buildings, graffiti-ridden walls, and filthy-looking alleyways. What sold me on these maps were the tiny little details each and every area had. Sure, there are a lot of other RP maps that look as good as these ones, but Fishke's eyes for detail is unmatched in my 4 years of reviewing Garry's mod maps. The way Fishke peppers around small bits of details like unique textures on the walls, props and models and decals, it makes every bit of this map look unique. The day variants of these maps are equally as beautiful as the night variants, but the night variants have a mood to them that, you guessed it, remind me of those absolutely dark and gritty Half-Life 2 beta maps and mods. While more is visible in the day variants, the nighttime makes the neon lights and other light sources pop out more. The map also has a fully working underground train system with 3 different subway stations. I imagine the server needed to run this map, plus a bunch of more add-ons, plus a bunch of players on top. Must be one of the most beefiest servers in existence, cause I don't think any old server could handle it. Fishke's maps are also a show of his dedication. The only reason why Fishke only has 3 maps plus 3 variants of those maps is because each of these took months and years to finish. The third one we'll look at, NY City, took 2.5 years, and that is just insane. Again, it's not like these are the only maps on the workshop that took this long, but these specific ones do showcase that time spent on them in the quality they have. In February of 2020, Fishke released Southside. As the name implies, RP Southside takes place south of Union City. Southside continues Fishke's trademark style of packing the map to the brim, but in this day variant, we can see an issue that I didn't mention before. It's not really an issue, but rather an optimization effort, but for some people, it might be an issue. That is the LOD the map has. LOD, or level of detail, is a game development method of reducing the level of detail an object has if the object is very far away from the player. This saves up the processing power your computer needs to render whatever's on screen. But in this map, I saw that there was a lot of pop-ins. For example, as you move close to a position, you'll notice that trees would pop in, and the lower quality textures on the buildings would be instantly replaced with higher quality ones. From a visual perspective, this is kind of a negative, but from a gameplay perspective, this is very much a positive because think about it, there will be dozens of add-ons working alongside this map while there are dozens of players doing all sorts of shenanigans. Optimizing the hell out of your map would be the best way to ensure players don't lag out. Now, right away, I gotta say that the skybox and the environment lighting done in this map sent me on a nostalgia trip. Even though this is my first time viewing this map, the half cloudy, half sunny skybox filled with the grayish lighting reminded me of those dreamy, soft summer afternoons where you didn't expect the weather to be cloudy. It'd be the weekend, so you'd have all the time in the world to go explore the city with your friends. What's cool here is that you can see Union City in the next map, NY City, as well. Such a nice little detail to add into the map. The map also has docks and warehouses, along with the commercial district and a small bit of suburbia. It all adds together to form almost the perfect RP map one could ask for. Next up is NY City. This map was released by Fishke in January 2023 and also marked the end of Fishke's Gmod mapping career. I saw he left a message saying that these maps take a lot of time, hard work, and effort. His interest and motivation have been drained, and so, no more Fishke maps for Gmod. But honestly, one Fishke map has more detail in it than every single map I've ever made combined, and I think as a mapper, he has left an amazing legacy through these maps. Now, you know what NY City reminded me of? American Psycho. I know the movie has been memed to death at this point, but I personally love how the nighttime scenes of New York are shown in that film. While the daytime scenes have the city looking so jolly, nighttime is where its true colors are shown, and subsequently, Bateman's true colors as well. NY City has two distinct areas in it: the commercial downtown area with tall buildings, tons of advertising, and so much lights, and another area that's more humble but run down. There is even further variety between these small areas that is very distinct. I don't know if it's intentional or not, but these two areas in the map provide for social commentary, something about social classes, rich and poor, evil of commercialism, blah blah blah. I don't know, somebody go make a 2-hour video essay on it. The map is supposed to be set in post Y2K era, so the advertisements shown on the billboards are period specific and definitely give off pre-smartphone era vibes. You know how in games like Max Payne and such you can see outside of the playable area, specifically the levels taking place in the city streets or a building. I always wanted to see what was down there, like what were the streets like and how did those areas look like. While looking at NY City, that's exactly the vibe I got. But this time around, it's as if I finally got to see those locked off areas. Now, when I say that these maps are big and spacious, that's really an understatement. In all three maps, there are so many interior spaces, I feel like players and server owners would have a hard time trying to fill them all up with players and custom models and such. There are hotel rooms, apartments, houses, shops, hospitals, banks, underground, subways, monorails, and the list goes on and on. Each map has around an average of 20 to 40 different buildings that can be entered, all that an RP server would need. Fishke's maps are proof of the Source Engine's ageless aesthetics. An engine as old as this one would be decommissioned years ago, but with new and constant upload of visually pleasing masterpieces like these, it feels like the Source Engine is destined to be immortal. I may never get the chance to see these cities in reality, but thank you, Fishke, for letting me experiencing them like this. And that's pretty much it for this one. Thanks for watching, and a big thanks to these benefactors for supporting the channel: Nicholas Go, Imperial Embers, Unusual, T-Boy301, Tombstone, Jack5282, Taiwanesium, Bubba, Quiltman, 501st Clone Boy, Interloper CS, TTG, Robocop, Noel, Nobody Important, Franco Senlehi, Cheemsboger, Justin Imbergriff, Tedosaur, Otakan Nachos, Lamdre, Roadkill, Walter, Hobgobbies, NoClick, Geode, Fisher Grice, Hawkassault, Mr. Spaban, Jelen, A Normal Street Lamp, Tiervar Droid, and Bipullet. Thanks again, and see you in the next one.